Zak, how beneficial has it been not only not having a midweek game, but the weekend off? I'm sure you'd like to play in the FA Cup, but an intense schedule. Has it been a chance to get some work in on the training ground and perhaps more importantly, get some rest?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've been in the majority of this week, actually getting some time to do some proper training sessions. It's been good. The lads are obviously at this point of the season where, you know, we're raring to go, and you know, we're all sort of firing on all cylinders, and we want to, you know, just keep sharpening that. Yeah, it's been a good week. It's a bit weird, obviously gearing up. It's a Friday today, and we're not playing tomorrow. It feels a bit strange, but they've backloaded us, and we're making it up in a couple of weeks.
Quite, and albeit for 24 hours, but mentally, what did it mean to break into that top six? Yeah,
absolutely. You know, we've been saying it a lot about performances and results, and trying to focus on performance, not result. But obviously, when you are picking up results, it's kind of nice to see the sort of reward for it, I guess. Can't look at it too long. Obviously, like you say, we play the Friday night, and everyone plays the day after, so it's nice for a few hours, but you can't really sort of stick on that.
And to come from behind and beat Middlesbrough as well, it obviously showed a mentality, but it was a really important that you did come back and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it shows where we are. You know, I think this year we've shown that we can sort of do that in games, and we've shown a bit more of a resilience to, if we go a goal down, sort of show the belief that it's not over, and it never feels like that for us on the pitch. You know, games like Middlesbrough, you know, we talk about it after the game, and I think, you know, some of us that have been here for a few years would sort of think, oh, would we have done that maybe a couple of years ago? I'm not sure. I don't know. But you know, we're in a good spot, and it was a great result.
How pleased were you for George Earthy, who's had to be very patient, not just to get one goal, but both goals? It was his night.
Yeah, no, for sure. Earthy's he's a great lad. He puts in crazy amount of work out there, and you know, to get, like I said about sort of for the performances, getting the results, it's the same for him. You know, he's been putting in the work out there, and then when he gets his opportunity, he takes it, and obviously 2 goals and completely flips the game. And yeah, I was buzzing for him. After the first, I did want to run back and get the ball, but I let him have his moment for a little bit, and then but absolutely buzzing for him. He's a great lad. So
you're a key member of the side as it is, but given the injuries to Luke and to Ross, have you felt an even bigger responsibility in the centre of defence, yourself and Rob in particular?
No, I mean, yeah and no. I guess it is obviously down to sort of, I don't want to say bare bones, but it's, you know, we are obviously lacking, I guess, in that department in terms of injuries now. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely I wouldn't say more of a responsibility, because for anyone that plays, it's a responsibility. So it's I think it's just more of like a, let's do this for them now. You know, obviously Ross, I don't know where they are, obviously with their injuries, but we just want to make sure that we are sort of putting ourselves in the best position for when the likes of Ross is back. It's like, okay, he's coming into a team now that we're in a good position, and we haven't sort of dropped off, and we just want to make sure that we're sort of staying on what we were doing when they were fit.
And what would it mean to you personally if City were to make that next step? I mean, it's all ifs, buts and maybes, and there's a lot of points to be won, but if you were to achieve a top 6 finish, that would be one heck of an achievement, wouldn't it? And if we're looking too far ahead, that's something for you to really strive for and try and achieve at Bristol City.
Yeah, I think the key thing there is not looking too far ahead, but absolutely. I mean, it would be amazing. Of course, it would be an amazing sort of feat, I guess. But like you say, there's a lot of football to be played. I don't want to be sort of the downer and the negative one here, but there is a lot of football to be played. There's a lot of points available, and hopefully we can get as many as we can.
You probably wouldn't handpick Millwall away on a Tuesday night to start that run, but they always give you a tough game, don't they? And it was a bit of a thriller at Ashton Gate earlier in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're a great side. They're in good form as well. You know, they're in a good position in the table. So it's going to be a tough game, as it always is down there. But hopefully we'll be up for it, and we'll get 3 points.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Zak, I saw on social media last week, it's been, I think it was 9 years last week that you made your City debut. Yeah. Can you quite believe it's that long ago?
It makes me feel very old, especially when I think I'm now in the top 5 or 6 oldest players now in this team. But No, yeah, it's. I did see that. It was a bit mad. It did make me sort of go, oh, wow, okay, that's where we are. Going into my 10th year next year and all that. But yeah, no, it was a nice sort of trip down memory lane for me.
Do you feel like one of the older heads in the dressing room? It is such a young group. Like in football, in terms, you're not that old, especially for a defender, are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I keep reminding people. No, yeah, and no. I think we've got lads in the team that are younger than me, played a lot of football. So I don't think we have sort of like an obvious, right, we're older, or you've got to listen. And I mean, Knight is captain and he's 24. So, and he's played a lot of football in his career. So it's one of those ones where I think everyone sort of chips in. We've got leaders everywhere in the group. For myself, obviously been here a long time, and 27, like you say, not done. But getting into a sort of prime ages and stuff. Yeah, I feel good. I feel confident in where I'm at, and I feel like I've gained a lot of experience over the years, and hopefully trying to implement that into my game.
Obviously implementing that in. When you broke in, you kind of were in and out of the team, weren't you, for a few years?
Yeah.
When you've got players like Elijah Morrison, I know Liam's mentioned Josh Campbell-Slow is close to the first team squad. Do you feel you can help them with that situation when they're in and around it because of what you've experienced?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see those boys, and Elijah's sort of, he's made his debut, he's had a little taste and stuff, and it's just about making sure that they stay at the level every day and training every day when they're even. If we're doing anything, they're making sure that they're at the best level for it. I do feel like I'm obviously coming through the academy as well, a sort of a good person that I hope they know that they can come to me and talk to me about anything and sort of pick my brain if need be, because I wanted to do that with the Joe Bryans, the Bobbies, these players. So yeah, I hope that I like to think that I'd be a good person for them to sort of come and talk to and give them some advice, and just sort of making sure that the main thing is making sure they're staying on it out there. And that's the best thing that they can do to sort of catch the gaffer's eye, and not that it might mean that they're going to start every week, but it might mean that they come off the bench or get involved a little bit more. But the lads, they're fully involved with the lads, and we don't sort of look at anyone as like a young lad or this or that. So it's a good group for that.
You mentioned that, like, togetherness. It does feel like a group whenever we speak to any player, really connected. Is that? Do you think that's a key characteristic behind the success so far this season?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had good groups for a long time. I think that's a good thing about this football club. We've always had good people. But yeah, this year's there's definitely a big togetherness in this team, and I think we just gel. We just gel very well, and naturally that's going to translate onto the football pitch.
You mentioned Joe Bryan there, obviously playing for Millwall. Is he someone you've kept in contact particularly with?
Not too much, to be fair. Not too much. Obviously, when I see him and played against him multiple times since he's left and stuff, and obviously followed him when he went off and played in the Prem and went to France and stuff like this. So I've kept following his journey and stuff. Obviously, like it's just sort of any other lad that's come through here that's left and gone on to other stuff. But no, I haven't really spoken to him, to be honest.
With the system the last few weeks, we've seen a bit more adaptability, I'd say, like rolling into the sort of 4-4-2 as Liam's put it. How have you found that? Because obviously it changes your shape quite a bit at the back. Yeah,
no, it's good. It's good. I mean, this week's a good week to sort of put some stuff out there if there is any grey areas, not that there is. But yeah, it does obviously change things a little bit, but I think we're all sort of, even if we're not at the age where you can maybe, as sort of experienced changing formation straight away on the pitch, we're all sort of experienced enough now in terms of like playing a lot of football. That group, that back four, back five now, like we were saying earlier on about injuries and stuff, is going to be it. Yep. So we're going to have to sort of get used to it, and we are. We do train it a lot this season, and we have sort of done it a lot in games where we kind of roll certain ways and do certain things. So it's kind of like second nature now, really.
I've seen you play on the left a bit as well. Obviously, most of the football we've seen you play has been on the right. How have you found that? Yeah,
it's good. It's good. Obviously, different body shapes, but other than that, it's been good. The other day was good. I felt like I had a good game, and obviously we got the result, so that was the best thing. But yeah, no, I'm up for doing whatever.
Obviously, Saturday, Tuesday's a chance to put the away form right. Liam's mentioned about talking with the group about that bit more control and mental side of seeing out games away from home. Is that something you've put too much thought into yourself?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it. We've had meetings and we've gone through it when, ones that come to mind is Sunderland. where sort of late on in a game, and we've done it well this season as well at Middlesbrough away. You know, we've sort of held on and managed the game and defended sort of for our lives, and it's worked. We can do it, but it is just sort of implementing it in the moment and making sure that we're sort of switched on enough to realise that, okay, this game's going that way, we need to buy a foul, or we need to maybe keep it up the other side of the pitch and, like say, gain control of the game, and it can very quickly away from home, like we do to teams at Ashton Gate, where you kind of get camped back in and you're 1-0 up or whatever it might be, and you're sort of trying to hold out for that result, but being able to have the sort of mindset in the moment to actually try and flip it and go, no, we can actually implement ourselves. I know we are 1-0 up, but let's not just sort of sit back on our laurels and just go with that, you know.
Do you think it could be as simple as getting one on the board and then it clicking on? Because that's kind of what's happened at Ashton Gate this season, isn't it? You've got that, you sort of thinking over the Christmas period especially, you sort out a couple of games and it really gave you a boost.
No, absolutely. I think it will, you know, we are a team that we feed off each other and we feed off that stuff as well. So if we get one, then hopefully we'll carry on and get a few more.
Cheers up.
A free weekend, how does that work for you going into midweek? Is there anything different you'll be doing? Or
we're in training, so no, there won't be any sort of crazy things going on for me. It'll be sort of business as usual.
And family, spend time with family as well, I assume?
Yeah, when I can, for sure.
And are you a bit wary of the fact that you got this big break and then afterwards you've got so many games, you know, thick and fast again?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the lads saw the time off and thought, okay, we might get a day off or two here, but it's kind of worked out better this way in terms of, you know, if we are going to go into such a busy period, that we need to be at it and need to stay on really, instead of having a big break and a gap and then into, what is it, 4 games in
11 days.
11 days or something. Yeah, like another Christmas period really, innit? So yeah, I mean, you can't complain about the schedule. Everyone's got to do it. It is a factor obviously, but yeah, it is what it is.
Awesome, cheers.